The stream is live.
All right, we're live now. Yeah,
So,
we
good
have a
morning,
new
everybody.
person, Michael.
Yeah, Michael, either one.
Yeah, and your last name?
Pillsbury, like the doughboy. Can I change that?
Pillsbury.
Edit name. I gotcha.
Pillsbury. Okay.
I'll make it all nice and grown up looking. I'll put Michael.
The only person where we usually have with us that isn't here right now is Edward.
Yeah, he might tune
But
in.
we can go ahead and get started without him.
Yeah.
Where should we go, Brian? You want me to just do the general speak to the audience first?
Yeah. Do your little spiel that you usually do.
Yeah, and I kind of change it up every time. But these meetings, which are weekly, are for the purpose of two goals, really. Talk about democracy in general, but also in the second half of these meetings, it's a team meeting for people working on KAOS, which is a system we're trying to design that will accelerate us towards direct democracy. I guess that's enough. Should we say more, or that's enough?
That's good enough.
I want to. Does it stand for anything? Does KAOS stand for
KAOS
anything?
stands for, and we don't make this very visible, but it's a really cool thing that it stands for. Knowledge as our savior.
Okay, yeah, I can get behind that. That sounds good to me.
And also the concept of chaos has a meaning too.
Yeah.
But if you want to hear about that, go ahead and ask Brian.
The way I phrase it is, from chaos comes order, and it's up to you to find the order. So and really that it is what it's describing what it is, which is a chaotic pile of opinions. And then you're going to use your own AI or search engine or whatever to find the order within those opinions. And the reason why we do this, we're separating the opinions from the methods of accessing it. Because whenever you go to access these opinions and categorize them and everything like that, that's always going to it's going to be manipulative. So whatever source you're using to do that is going to manipulating that information. So
everything's manipulated these days.
That's right. So, but by running KAOS as just the storage of the data, we're not manipulating it in any way, shape, or form. So it's up to you to figure out how to get the information out in a way that you're okay with how it's being manipulated. So you use whatever AI you feel comfortable with, and you can use different AIs to see how they compare. And
what if I don't use an AI? Do I have to use an AI?
Well, it's going to be pretty hard for you to figure out.
Well, you can use the old dumb style, not really sounding like AI algorithms and you can make your own algorithm. Like if you're a data analyst, you can make your own little algorithm to filter the data.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, yeah.
Let me add a layer to this, unless you weren't done, Brian.
No, well, I was just pointing out that you're going to be you need to sort it in some way, shape, or form. Otherwise, it's just it's going to be so chaotic that you won't be able to figure it out.
List of data,
yeah.
But the point is, KAOS, the system, is not the one doing the filtering. It's a third party systems that would do the filtering, and also on the front end, unlike all the other systems today. KAOS is not trying to hide opinions to even get into the space in the first place. So we're letting everything go up, and we're not the ones filtering for you, which is unlike every other system. Now, I'd like to say a more general thing of what Brian said and bring it to science. The way science works is, a scientist or anyone comes up with an idea, and it should be able to get into the space of people considering them, rather than being selected out prematurely by like an authority that says, okay, we're going to allow these scientific ideas in and let the scientists argue about them. You know what I mean? Like that wouldn't work. Now, here's the thing that does happen in like science journals, and I think that's horrible. It's not supposed to happen. It's not the way science works.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? How this is scientific principles?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I was curious about. Are you the moderator of where I first found you?
Big party.
Yeah.
I came up with the big party sub and idea and everything. Basically, okay, so this is my story in like a quick version. It sounds crazy, but basically in 2016, I was totally zoned out from the world. I was working on IT. I had an A+ certification. I was working on my network and security plus notification or certifications. And then on election night 2016, I left my room to go get something to eat, and I saw that Trump won. And then, like, the first thing I did was Google the next Democratic Party meeting. That was really disappointing, and I was having trouble, like, organizing locally. So I decided to go to the CIA's website and try to recruit them. And, like, I read some simple instructions, and I opened and closed some tabs, and then I typed a few words into a box. And then I set up my own way of communicating with them by sending messages from my main account to my pseudonyms account, because I knew they were going to end up reading this shit, because I knew I was going to do shit that was going to get me on their radar. So basically, I've been cultivating the intelligence community, federal agencies, and the military to be on the people's side for when the eventual uprising occurs, because I think that this is going to end up in some kind of revolutionary action. I'd prefer for it not to be a bloodbath. So I was like, how can we have a revolution without it being as violent and shitty as possible? And I'm like, what if we make it a really big party / general strike, basically? That's another thing. It's been hard trying to get people to do a general strike. If we say, hey, we're going to have a festival that lasts until we have better treatment, you know, and better democracy, let's do that. I call it a freedom festival. So basically, we just need like 10, 20, 30 million people in the street to just keep partying and refuse to stop partying and demand the administration's removal. And I believe that the military and feds will ultimately side with us. ICE are the outliers, ICE, DHS, Border Patrol. Like, the FBI, for the most part, thinks this is bullshit. Pretty much every federal agency thinks this is bullshit. The military thinks this is bullshit. Morale is down across all branches of service, all federal agencies. We all know this situation is bullshit. Everyone is waiting for someone else to do something. The military is waiting for us to do something. We're waiting for them to do something. Nobody believes Congress is going to do shit anymore, I'm pretty sure. And if you do, then you haven't been paying attention for the last 10 years. Yeah. So basically, we just need to come together as a people. I want a joint uprising coup in the form of a big party. That's what I want.
Peaceful revolution, to be clear, since Edward just walked in.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. My system screwed up on me. I would have been here on time otherwise.
You're good. You're good. It's my first one, Edward. So I'm just getting to know what's going on and saying a little about myself.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah. So Michael here got banned from Reddit.
Yeah, and I've been pushing this for
Reddit. Hey, subreddit,
my account. Yeah, I have my own subreddit and everything. My account's 8 years old. I don't know what they banned me for, because they said that I was promoting violence or condoning it or something. But I've been very careful to not do that recently. Yeah, and I promise you, I was saying a lot of shit in the past that they should have banned me for and didn't. That's the thing that pisses me off, is they're trying to put close Pandora's box. They encouraged this divisive rhetoric. They encouraged it when it was the right wing saying that we were going to have a civil war and shit. But as soon as somebody on the left says we want to have a revolution, and as soon as we start getting close, then they shut that shit down.
I guess you got to remember to use the word peaceful right in front of revolution.
I do. I put it there. No, I was trying. I say nonviolent. I would say world's biggest party, nonviolent revolution, like a cultural awakening, something like that.
And you got no warnings?
We don't need to storm any buildings. We don't need to rub shit on the walls of the Capitol. You know, we just need to party.
You never got any warnings or anything like that, eh?
I've had warnings and stuff before, but like on this one, and also another thing is they only give you 250 what is it?
Characters.
Characters, yes. I'm sorry. For some reason, I was thinking calories. I'm on a diet. But anyway, characters. Yeah, they only give you 250 characters to challenge a band now. It used to be 400. That's way too little. Like, I don't know what... they deleted the comment that they banned me for, so I don't know what I'm supposed to try to respond to. Like, the only comment I saw after that basically explained that I wasn't... I don't know. It's just stupid. They should know better by now. I guarantee you Reddit knows who I am. I guarantee you whatever. But in my mind, the timing of it is perfect. But like, if anybody can go on Reddit and say, "Hey, that guy didn't disappear. He got banned. He still wants you to party," that would be really cool. Just drop that anywhere, just so that it's out
So you were
in the
banned
universe.
from Reddit, all of it, not just a subreddit?
I was banned from all of Reddit, and they banned my account that has nothing to do with that I don't even like comment on. It's like a lurking account. So
They
I don't know what the
banned you
fuck they're
from
doing.
all of Reddit, all your accounts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I got to find a way to make a new account because I wanted to post something on the 17th.
I did get a warning once for it to be banned entirely for shilling. It warned me that I better start talking about more than one thing, or else, or else I would be banned, eh? And
Yeah, I mostly
long-
talk about one thing these days. But like I spread a very positive message. I'm always on there telling people, we need to be understanding and accepting of the MAGA people that are turning on that shit and realizing they got duped. Because it's easy to want to say that we all knew what was going on, all the information was there, and that's true, but the propaganda was also there in historic levels that we've never experienced before. We've never had these smartphones in people's pockets pumping this bullshit into their face 24/7. And
the
yeah,
lying
and
on and then the lying on the other side wasn't helping either. Trying to tell you
no, it was. And the Democrats are complete ass too. The DNC sucks. I was in Nevada in 2016 when they completely screwed Bernie. I saw all three stages of the caucus. I was at the county convention and the state convention, in my mind, we need to get rid of both parties. We need to get rid of the two-party system. We need ranked choice voting. We need to get rid of money in politics. And we can't do that. We can't fix a broken system in a broken system. We have to tear this shit down and put it back together. And our system involves that. That's what the Declaration of Independence spells out. That's what the Second Amendment's for. Our system is built to be torn down and rebuilt. It's in it.
Yeah.
So
I believe in ranked choice voting. I think you're right on there. It's hard to get the people in power to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. They're not going to vote for campaign finance reform. They don't want to stop the gravy train. They got these companies just taking them out to fancy dinners and shit and giving them all this money to campaign and fly around the country or whatever. So I think I think we're leading to some kind of mass action and some kind of serious reform that happens very quickly and in a way that wouldn't have happened otherwise.
So my other big curious thing I wanted to ask you about is, so you started the big party. Are you the only moderator?
Yeah.
So what happens to a sub when somebody gets removed as the moderator?
I don't know. I think I made like one or two other people moderators trying to get some help, but like I don't know if they ever did any. I don't think they're doing anything. I tried to come up with a way to like talk to people on Discord and stuff about it. I should probably get back in the Discord and tell them I got banned, see if anybody notices. But organizing's hard for me. I'm in Dover, Delaware, and there's not much going on here. So there's an Air Force base. That's about it. We got a NASCAR track, and then other than that, nothing. Like it's just a little town. We got the state capitol, but it's sleepy. There's not a lot of people organizing. So up in here, you got to drive up to Wilmington, which is like a suburb of Philly, basically, in its own little city. And that's where all the political action happens in Delaware, even though it's not our capital. But I feel like with what's happened, especially with the shooting, just everywhere is starting to get active, and we're going to see a lot more demonstrations, and they're only going to grow.
What shooting? I'm sorry, I don't follow news very much.
Get out.
You don't know about the shooting in Minnesota, the ICE shooting?
Yeah.
Oh, the ICE
just
shooting. I don't know which one you guys talking about. Is there only one?
The ICE one, I feel like that's the one right now because that's changed. That's really. I've never seen.
I want to make sure I know which one you're talking about.
There were people that I was saying like, "Hey, we need to have a nonviolent revolution. We need to party. We need an uprising of some kind." Who were arguing with me, saying like, "That's sedition. That's illegal." And then literally this shooting happened, and the next day they're like, "Burn it all down."
Yeah.
Like it's changed a lot of people's
minds. It is a big deal. It is a big deal. Yeah, so you talk about the shooting of the woman from the ICE agent, shot her in the face, and her
in her car, right?
In a van,
she dropped her child off at school.
Yeah.
And she was
nobody
just driving
away. She turned the wheel
in her car.
The last thing she said was, "Dude, I'm not mad at you," or "I don't hate you." Like the last thing she said was, "I don't hate you. I'm not mad at you," and he shot her. And then the first thing he said
And
was,
what's the
"Fucking bitch."
reasoning for the shooting? Like, what was his reasoning?
He stood in front of the car and then as soon as she put her foot on the gas to turn away, he shot her, saying that she tried to run him over. Like he positioned it, he orchestrated the whole thing to say that he was in front of the car and she drove at him, but the wheel was turned. She didn't gun it or anything, and she was just trying to leave the scene.
I saw
And
the
he was
video.
on the
He wasn't
side
in
of-
front of it.
He wasn't. He stepped to the side as he shot her. Like he was already out of harm's way as he was pulling the trigger.
Is that motherfucker in jail yet?
No, he's in protective. He's got like a protective detail by his ice buddies. Probably they're hiding him somewhere.
They're already calling him innocent.
He
Trump
knows.
has told
He
him
knows that he's fucked. Like at this point, I
the
feel
whole
like if
government's
I were him,
calling
I'd rather be in a cell because his life's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
heard
made
after
hell by the
this
general
that-
public.
I heard after this that the governor of Minnesota said we want ICE out of Minnesota.
Yeah,
But they're
There's a
doubling
lot
down.
of
They're
governors that
sending
are
more.
doing that.
yeah,
They're
and then
sending
and
more.
the ICE is they're just doubling down. They went to the memorial and like knocked over candles and stuff like the day after. They're
Acting like a
telling
gang?
people that are filming them. They're saying, "Haven't you people learned anything from the last few days?" And then knocking their phones out of their hands and shit like that. Like they're just straight thugs.
They're acting like there's no, like,
No
Right.
recourse.
There's no constraint.
no constraints. Yeah, they can do what like a mafia does.
Yeah. They're a street gang.
That's why everyone's
all
calling
they are
them.
now.
That's why everyone's calling them their Gestapo,
Yeah.
because they're doing whatever the hell they want and getting away with it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
And they will,
definitely,
and they'll keep getting away with it until. I'm sorry for the angle. I'm in my kitchen. I got to get something to drink. But yeah, they're gonna keep getting away with it until we collectively stop it. That's what I've been trying to say.
What's new about this particular shooting and event when I'm pretty sure this has been happening ever since I started?
Because it was an
American citizen that was not an immigrant at all.
They did already. They shot another woman in Chicago. They shot another woman, took her to court, tried to charge her with crimes, and then the video exonerated her and showed that they boxed her in and just shot her, but she didn't die. So this one's crazy because it happened in the middle of the street, surrounded by neighbors, broad daylight. Everybody saw it. Everybody was recording. Her last name is literally Good, so it's like it's good versus evil, you know.
So
She
this
was a
one was like
poet.
the most clear violation of all.
Yeah,
all of them.
it was the
There
most
was a
clear,
lot,
and
I'm
it's
pretty
also
sure.
it's also just the timing of it. You know, it's been 10 years now. It's been a year of this bullshit on the second run of this bullshit, and people are fed up. You know, and every little thing is gonna have more and more of an effect. Like more shit that happens, people are gonna keep freaking out more and more.
Wow.
Yeah, so it is a big deal.
Yeah, there's huge nationwide protests scheduled for today across the U.S. They're expecting around 5 to 7 million people to protest on this today, if not more.
Wow. Bringing us back to kind of how it was maybe in the 70s or 60s.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Very
Yeah.
similar.
So so anyway, this is taking up all the headlines right now. There's no doubt that nobody's talking about anything else really. It certainly is a big deal. There is just enough, you know, with the video the way it is and everything. There's just enough ambiguity, I guess, that you know, there is argument that she hit him with her car. He's claiming he got hit by her vehicle.
Not really, though.
I know it's.
Barely.
I don't think he did. He did get hit at all. If he did, he got touched.
Nobody who is honest with themselves or the world is honestly trying to promote that narrative.
Well,
Let me
the
tell you that.
worst part is that the people that should be saying, "Well, let's leave this to the courts," are you know, like Trump and
are the
and,
ones calling her a deranged lefty. And
Yeah. You know, they've already convicted the woman that died of being a terrorist. They're calling her a terrorist.
shit.
And, you know, so that's the worst part of it, if you ask me. I mean, the
Terrorists
people
And
don't
all
tell
she
you-
was doing is
Terrorists
all
don't
she
tell
did
you
was
they're
drop
not
her
mad
son
at
off.
you before
Yeah.
you kill them.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
Yeah. As she's
And all she
dying,
was doing
she
was
said-
dropping her kid off to school.
Yeah. Well, they were blocking ice, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. She's a citizen.
I shouldn't be at the schools.
Yeah.
They weren't.
I
No,
shouldn't be at the
it was on her
schools.
way home from school. She was on her way home from dropping a kid off from school.
Yeah.
It happened in a residential like street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, let's move on from that.
I mean, it's
So-
sort of like, I guess I'm not moving on, but it's sort of like the
Yeah.
SS.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are calling them like the SS. Yes.
The term Gestapo, you mentioned that, Edward. I forgot what that word is. What's it mean?
Gestapo's secret police in German.
So that's the
They're
SS.
a government entity police. Yes.
Yeah, the SS. Okay,
Yeah.
we're saying the same thing.
The Gestapo, the SS, whatever, the brown shirts, they're representative of multiple Nazi, whatever.
It's like
Situation.
saying the current president's police personally just for him. And I don't mean
Yeah.
the
No, and that's what it is. That's why
Not
their
the Secret
their budget
Service.
is so
yeah, not
big.
the
he's
Secret
trying
Service
to,
was just.
do you
want to
know?
protect-
Do you want to know why he's trying to make ICE his own personal military? Because he knows damn well that the military is not loyal to him. The military is definitely not loyal to him. I know this because I got the military loyal to the people. Like I said, I'm from a military family. Both my parents are military officers. Like one time in 2020, I typed into my phone, "I'm thinking of writing a letter to the president," and then an F-16 buzzed my house at tree level within 10 minutes. We don't have F-16s at Dover, Delaware. That shit had to come from Virginia or New Jersey.
Yeah.
And so I know that the military is on our side. I know Trump knows that. That's why he's trying to beef up ICE. We need to have the revolution before they replace actual soldiers with robots.
Yeah.
Just in the grand scheme of things.
Well, I
Oh,
do
great.
worry. I do worry that the more that the left acts up, that plays into Trump's hands. Because,
does. No.
Yeah, because he wants.
We don't need to-
I believe what he wants to do is he wants to cause an uprising, and then he can put out more military police in the
He wants a
streets.
violent uprising. He wants
Yes, he wants a violent uprising.
Yeah.
So he
and then-
declare martial law.
But
That's
he
right,
can't
yes.
be. The military will not go along with this shit if we have a nonviolent uprising. The military does not like this. They know it's bad. They're not stupid.
but
The
he's going
thing
to call
that's
it
been
violent.
holding the military intelligence communities have known that he's working for Russia, all that shit the whole time. The thing that has been handcuffing them is that way too many people in the public have bought into it, and they couldn't act because it would play into the deep state narrative. It would play into all this bullshit. So basically, what I've advised them to do was let Trump be Trump long enough to turn people, because it's going to happen. It took a decade, but it's finally happening. Like, he is hemorrhaging support. People are taking their signs and their flags down and their bumper stickers off their car all over the country.
It's going to be really hard to act though like they're nonviolent, because they are twisting the narrative to make everything sound like it's violent.
No, if you have 30 million people
they're
on the
calling this
street just
woman
having
violent.
fun.
They're calling this
No.
woman violent for trying to drive away, and they're saying that she was violently trying to run over an officer.
I
So
know,
they're taking
yeah, I know,
everything.
but-
They're taking everything and twisting it to make it sound like it's
That's
violent.
why I specifically designed my little party thing, my big party thing, to be something that they couldn't spin and couldn't deny. If it's happening everywhere, it's happening at once. It's largely peaceful, largely nonviolent. People are having fun, and they're also saying, fuck these people and take them into custody. They can't deny that. They can't spin it. If you can open your door and look outside and see it, they can't spin it.
Well, they're just out there lying, eh? You know.
Yeah, no, they're just blatantly lying. But enough of us see that now. Like, I really think that enough people see it in the real world, and that most of the pushback you see online and stuff is coming from bots, is coming from people in fucking rooms in Eastern Europe that are working for Russia or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the bots thing is a whole other level.
Yeah.
You know, the people from other countries trying to just sow the distrust in the West here. It's unbelievable, and they're very successful at that because it's easy. We have things set up in a way that
It's
makes it very
especially easy when all of us are capitalists and easily bought.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Like
So-
they say, the root of all evil is money.
Love of money.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
of money is rude. People need money to survive.
Yeah.
It's bad when you have too much and no one else has any.
Yeah. This is part of what but I'm hoping this KAOS system can get us around a lot of that. So it's to me, it's the biggest deal that we have to be able to identify ourselves and own up to what we're doing on the internet, and to be able to tell when you're dealing with real people rather than bots and corporations.
I think we need to get the current crop of people that are like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. They need to go to fucking jail. Like Mark Zuckerberg, the people that have been in charge of the tech fucking industry for the last 20, 30 years have done nothing good for humanity. All they've done is create divisive bullshit and add subscriptions to it.
Maybe they were fine early on in social media, but what I'm hearing now is things like, now that AI is involved in things,
and even before that, it was fucked by 2014.
Some of those companies are actively supporting, for example, the genocide in Gaza by Israel.
Yeah. That's an obvious one. Yeah.
Peter Thiel's company in particular, what's it called? Starts with a P?
Palantir.
Palantir. I used to have stock in them. I dropped them like a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are very much the pinnacle of the worst, I think.
That's the thing. Okay, so they want to create a police state to police all of us, the regular people and shit. But the police state, the actual individuals like the spies and analysts and people that work in these agencies are not stupid. They're called intelligence agencies for a reason, Yeah. They know who the assholes are. They will side with the people. They do not want to be spying on us for them. They want us to get our shit together so we can take them out or spy on them, because they're the ones who need to be watched for the most part. I don't know. That's how I see it.
One time I was visited by the FBI.
Me too.
This was like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Mine was like 5 months ago.
So let me tell you real quick. So the FBI showed up at my house, and it was two very nice gentlemen.
They're professional,
and they asked if they could talk with us, and I didn't know what it's about. It was like, okay, come on in, let's talk. I didn't know what about yet. And he had a stack of paper, and he started looking through it, and he's telling me what it is. It's my emails.
Yeah, the same thing. They had they showed me.
At the time, this is before we learned that they've been looking at all our emails.
Yeah.
The thing that finally came out years later.
Did you call him on it? Were you like, wait a second?
No, I didn't. But I didn't call him on it. I was actually happy that they were kind of doing this, because what it was about was, like me and my mom were both ex-Muslims, and we criticize Islam and talk about Islamic topics. And they were asking me and my mom, what are you doing with these things? Because I think from there, they didn't explicitly say it, but are you an Islamic terrorist? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, but we're on the other side of this.
Yeah. We think those guys are crazy and are taking it too far.
Well, we're not Muslims too. We're ex-Muslims, so that's weird.
Yeah, you're more like culturally Muslim.
Yeah,
like I'm
I was
culturally
happy
Catholic.
That they were doing that at the time. I'm not so sure now.
You might show up at a mosque for like a family event or something for a religious relative, but you're not going on the regular, and you don't really believe. But right? Something like that.
Well, we're ex-Muslims. We're not at all to do with Islam anymore. We think it's bad.
So then there you go.
But you still talk to relatives that are Muslim, right?
I do, but often what's happened, like in my mom's case, her family's an older generation. A lot of them just stopped talking with her.
Oh wow!
They excommunicated. Yeah. For me and my family, like my siblings and stuff, and my dad, there's some Muslims, but we didn't stop talking with each other.
That's good.
But we all live in America. It's different,
Yeah.
We're all also born.
So you're more culturally,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Muslims in America,
cool
they have to deal with other people, right? So, anyway, that's interesting. You talked to the FBI.
Stack of paper.
I will say, can I say something about the FBI?
Good.
All right.
So when they came to visit me a few months ago, I've been telling people that they've been giving me signs that they're supportive. They explicitly reassured me that I have freedom of speech. And I was like, all I want to do is party. I don't want to be violent. And they were like, partying is cool. The guy said partying is cool. And you know they read everything. I've been talking about this for a while. Their main thing was just don't threaten anybody, don't be violent.
And don't call for violence.
As long as I advocate for partying, the FBI is cool with it. I don't think the tech people are cool with it. I think Reddit banned me because the tech people are getting nervous. That's what I think.
Well, could be. Yeah.
Well, part of the issue is the social media companies themselves get pressure from their own governments that they're operating under, and they're worried they're going to get in trouble.
Companies pressure their governments more than anything.
They're all sucking up the Trump, you know, like when
they're
you got
owned. The people that own the social media companies own the government.
Well, and they're sucking up the Trump because they want Trump to be on their side every time they're making a financial decision, right? They want to do things in the future financially that Trump has to okay, or or can change or get in the way of. So they got to stay on his good side. They were all at his inauguration. You saw when he was inaugurated. This
they're
time,
all sitting behind him.
They're all sitting around him. They're all on his side.
Do you want to know
now.
why the ballroom needs to be so big? It needs to be so big so we can get all the oil companies in it.
Yeah. Unbelievable that when they said he'd never informed Congress that he was going to invade Venezuela, but he did tell all the oil companies. That was unreal when he fucking said that, like straight out in the open. He said, "I told the oil companies we're invading Venezuela."
In the span of 3 sentences.
Yeah, but he did not tell the Congress because he didn't trust them, but he trusts the oil companies not to spill the beans, right? Unbelievable. Yeah.
And now the oil companies have told him that his plan is completely uninvestable.
Yeah. Because he's an idiot.
What's that mean? I didn't hear that part.
It means so Americans are not safe in Venezuela right now. There are militias called collectivos that are rounding up American citizens at like checkpoints and stuff. And oil companies don't want to send Americans down there to work in that environment.
Yeah.
They're all being told you got to invest $1 billion into it.
Too.
Yeah, they got to go in there and fix everything. It's going to take a ton of work, and they're going to do it in an unsafe environment unless America puts troops on the ground and actually takes full control of the country, which Trump doesn't want to do because he knows that's not popular to actually put troops on the ground.
That would be a quagmire again. That would turn into bullshit.
Yeah, so he's put himself in a position now that it's just stupid. It's unbelievably stupid and naive. And he just thought we'll invade and we'll figure it out later. And they had no plan. They had no fucking plan. Right? Yeah. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah.
What's interesting, or there's many interesting parts, but one of them is in these kind of cases in the past, they would make a fake reason of why they're going to go topple that government.
Oh, we had a fake. The fake reason was drugs, and then he just dropped the fake reason and went straight to the oil.
Yeah,
and then he's openly saying it's the oil thing. Openly saying it and totally like that's new.
That is new.
That is always new. Been the oil.
That saying of saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, they say the quiet part out loud all the time.
That part is really relevant here with Trump.
They don't know how to stop themselves anymore.
This is a really big deal for where I'm from here. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada here. And Venezuela supplies the very same oil that we do, very heavy crude. And it's exactly the same product. I guess you get more diesel out of it than most other types of higher grade oil. And they need diesel. That's why he really wants Venezuela. Anyway, here in Alberta, we're really worried that if they do get everything pumping out of Venezuela, it's going to hurt our economy a lot. So
that's another reason for Canada to be mad at us. Yay!
I heard there's another element, which is that recently, up until this thing that happened, China was getting a lot of their oil from Venezuela, and the U.S. or Trump wanted to stop that.
Yeah.
And get it for ourselves or something. Yeah. I heard another element too, and I don't understand this very well.
That's one.
there's basically two kinds of oil, the heavy crude and the light crude, and the refineries that work on those, it's one or the other. You can't mix.
Yeah.
And our refineries, let's say in Texas, are for the heavy crude, but we don't have a heavy crude source besides Venezuela, a big one. I guess Canada makes sense. I don't know why. Again, so like it's all mixed, but it's stopping China, helping ourselves. Doesn't matter what Venezuela doesn't matter as
no one
what
cares
they
what
want
the
doesn't
Venezuelans
matter.
actually want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, that's why we're supposed to do the XL pipeline all the way down to Texas from Alberta here, was to get that crude down there to those refineries. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that never happened.
Oh, okay. So you mean the Canada oil can't get to the Texas refineries?
Well, by truck
They
or
went
by
to a
train.
different pipeline.
It's a lot cheaper to have a pipeline.
Oh, yeah.
But
In the
I'm
long
guessing
run.
it's cheaper to just go, shore through boat to shore.
Well,
no, because
you build the pipeline to the port and then you put it on the boat.
Yeah, that's the problem
you
here
need to
too.
watch
We don't
watch There Will Be Blood. It's all about an oil in the middle of the desert and then building a pipeline to the ocean.
we don't have a pipeline to our coast. That's our problem here in Alberta, and that's a big fight going on right now. Our BC won't let us put a pipeline through the province, and Quebec won't let us put a pipeline through their province either. So we can't go east or west. It's the stupidest fucking thing. It's crazy here in Canada because we have this crude oil and it does not get to the East Coast, and they buy Venezuelan oil. They were buying Venezuelan oil in the past because we don't have a pipeline, and it was so hard to truck it or train it. They do train some, but Quebec would not allow us to put a pipeline through their province, and BC won't allow us to put a pipeline through theirs. So we have no access to a coastline.
That's crazy.
It is absolutely crazy. Yes, the stupidest thing, and it's within our own country. We're holding ourselves back.
I feel like whatever version of your federal government could intervene there and just be like, "Look, we just need this pipeline. It's good for everybody."
They know if they do, they don't win the next election. Quebec,
they'll piss off the whole
has
province
a higher population than almost like it's not half of the country, but it's near half the country. So if Quebec decides they don't like you, you don't get into office.
I got a question for you, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm asking you because it's related to Canada.
Yeah.
So the story we're told about America that they tell Americans, is, when our country started, or I don't know if it's right at the beginning, but when the U.S. Constitution was instituted, like 13 years after we actually started.
Yeah.
We have a scenario of, federal government and states, and the idea is really the states have most of the power, federal government has some. Since that time until now, federal government is getting stronger, state power is getting weaker. What's the scenario in Canada between the relationship between the federal and the provinces?
Well, it's still up for debate. We fight over this all the time. Provincial powers over the.
Are you doing a better fight than we are here?
Right now, they put this notwithstanding clause in our Constitution, which means that each of our provinces can deny any federal government mandates by just using this clause. And it's not described in any way, and it's being used a lot right now here in Alberta.
And in the U.S., we don't have that, right?
No, you don't have that.
What you're talking about sounds kind of dangerous and vague. It sounds like
it is. That's exactly it. It's vague. It's put there vaguely on purpose, and to get everybody to join, because a lot of provinces that wouldn't join without this.
When was that Constitution made?
I think it's just barely 100 years old now.
Okay, a lot newer than ours.
Oh, a lot newer.
So they looked at ours and said, "Oh no, we need an extra clause to protect the states from the federal government."
Yeah.
And it's very wide-ranging.
Here in Alberta, it's been a big issue. We were talking. There was a group here in Alberta wants to separate. They actually want to join the states. They want to join Trump.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
But, they don't say that explicitly, but they say they want to separate. And they're not bothered if Trump comes
implied.
in.
It's implied.
It's implied. Yeah. And so anyway, that's not going to win. There's no way they're going to get win that. They're trying to get a vote on that. Anyway, but at the same time, the government that we have right now is actually supporting them, and it supports the idea of because they know a lot of those same people vote them into power. Right?
Yeah.
So because we got a conservative government here right now. So anyway, they're using this notwithstanding clause constantly, every other day, just about. Like if they've used it like 3 or 4 times in the last year.
Do one concrete example so we can understand.
Let me see. What was the last one here? Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think now. There was something to do with the teachers because they forced the teachers union back to work, and I think they used that clause in that one because the federal government was saying they couldn't do that or something like that. We have federal laws saying that they're not allowed to do that. And,
So they ended a strike.
They ended a
they
strike.
weren't supposed to.
Yeah, they weren't. By law, they weren't in. By federal law, they weren't allowed to end the strike, but they used the notwithstanding clause to.
Yeah, so they're not
strike.
using it for good things, basically. At least in that case. Yeah.
You know, they're not using it for good things.
Are there cases where it is used for a good thing?
Not from my point of view, no.
Every time was
You
bad.
know? Yeah, it's almost always a far right conservative ideal that they're pushing and they're using.
Yeah, I feel like the same kind of thing happens in America too on certain levels. Like we have states, so that's why they're always challenging stuff in the Supreme Court and things like that. And yeah, that's how they got Roe v. Wade overturned and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean it's just same thing here as it is there, where the cities are far more liberal than the rural area country, right? So they'll get a lot of votes. What's that?
I think that's the whole world.
Basically,
I think
yeah.
so. Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
I mean, that's why there won't be, there can't really be what every, in the States, a lot of people talk about civil war. But you can't divide the country between cities and rural. It just doesn't work. So
no, it's not. I've been trying to tell people that it's not north and south anymore. We're all intermixed in cities and rural, but also there's people from in each place, and it would be a shit show.
Yeah, it just doesn't work that way.
It would look more. It looks. An Irish person yesterday said this shit reminds me of the Troubles on Reddit, basically.
Somebody a long time ago.
Happening in America looks a lot like what was happening in the Troubles.
It's going to be instead of a civil war, it's going to be guerrilla actions here and there, assassinations, stuff like this, right?
Bombings,
and to some degree, bombings and so anyway, you're kind of going through that now to some degree.
Yeah,
Charlie Kirk assassination, stuff like this. These are
this lady this week, like
Yes, so it's skirmishes and assassinations and stuff like that. That's what you're going to get, not an actual civil war. And,
Did you know that on July 4th last year, like 10 people lured ICE agents out of a facility in Texas and ambushed them? And the news completely buried that. They don't want people, like, they want to say that we're harassing them and shit, but when they actually get hit, they don't talk about it.
I don't know. I think Trump is looking for those opportunities, though, to bring in more troops. And,
but, like, why didn't they make a big deal of that? That's because he knows he's looking for those opportunities, but really, like, the military will side. As long as we don't get totally crazy, they will side with us.
Some things absolutely baffle me. When back to Venezuela, I just heard the other day, I kept wondering, they kept saying no American people were injured in that raid that they did, right? Yeah. Anyway, finally, and I kept wondering, how many Venezuelans did they kill? Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I heard something. I don't know if it's true, but
I heard 40, then I heard 80. What's your number?
80. I heard 80 yesterday.
I heard 40. I haven't heard 80 yet, but
it was 40 initially, and then it got doubled to 80 like a couple
Well, you hardly hear that. Mainstream news is not mentioning that at all.
No, they don't want to talk about. They don't.
Like not even here in Canada.
It's not news. It's propaganda. We don't have news anymore. We have propaganda.
But they don't. Here in Canada, they don't like Trump. Why wouldn't they tell us this? I don't understand. Like, why aren't the local news here or government news like we have like a CBC or whatever government running news.
Yeah, that's not billionaire owned, right?
Yeah. Why the fuck aren't
Supposedly,
they telling us? Yeah,
unless your
supposedly.
government is billionaire owned too.
Yeah, and but they're generally anti-Trump. You would think they would tell us this. I have not heard any casualties at all on our fucking Canadian news from Venezuela. None
Those numbers
whatsoever.
usually every war I've seen reported on had numbers like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We heard that there were no Americans. That was the only thing we heard. No Americans were hurt.
Last I
That's all that
heard, there was
matters.
5 Americans injured in the whole process.
Yeah.
There's 5 soldiers that were injured in it. For last I heard.
So five injured or wounded, but no American dead.
Yeah. And
Right.
no mention of the Venezuela.
That's pretty
so
impressive, I
believe
guess,
it.
that our military can do that and not lose a single person.
Yeah,
But
it was.
we didn't need to do that. We shouldn't have done
Yeah.
that. It wasn't legal.
No.
No, you got the military does though. They can pull off pretty amazing stuff. But
As far as I'm concerned, that was an act of war.
Yeah, but once again, though, no planning about what the next step is whatsoever.
Nope. No clue.
And I guarantee you, the military know that. They're probably telling Trump and Hegseth this, and they're just not listening. What do we do next? What are we doing next?
No, there were reports yesterday that Trump ordered a special forces commander to draw up plans to invade Greenland, and he got pushback from the Pentagon, and they were like, we can't do that. That would be illegal.
Yeah.
So, the Pentagon is, and I told them, I was like, guys, if you do it, I was like, you have to know by now that this guy is going to get deposed, and there are going to be consequences.
Yeah.
And you had your fun gallivanting in Venezuela, but if you go anywhere else, we will prosecute a 4-star general, 3-star general, whatever. I don't care how many stars you have.
Yeah.
If you go along with this guy's shit from here forward, it's on you.
Yeah.
So you mean you think we're better than Israel?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I think so.
And the
Eventually.
I
connection
think
I'm
we're gonna
making there is Netanyahu's still in power.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
well,
heard he
he's
just
going to
got a
fall.
pardon.
This is what's going to happen. When Trump falls, the whole international network of right-wing authoritarians is going to go down. Trump's going to go down. Putin's going to go down. Netanyahu's going to go down. Those are the big 3 in my mind.
Well,
They all need to go.
I see a rash of, I predict, eventually, if Trump is eventually
They're
out
going
of
to take
power,
Netanyahu out because we're going to make them a pariah state until they do.
Yeah. When the conservatives lose power eventually, and I think eventually they have to, who knows?
I think it's going to be within a year. I think hopefully by the 4th.
But anyway, when that happens, there's going to be a slew of lawsuits. There's going to be, right now, nobody can win a lawsuit there because Trump's in power. But as soon as he's out of power, even the people that the illegal immigrants are going to be suing, the ones that he shipped out. They're going to be suing America, and with a liberal government in power, they're likely going to win.
I don't know. Well, we thought the courts were going to do something during Biden's term, and we thought Trump would be in jail before and not even get to run again. So I don't know. We thought the courts were going to work for us then, and they didn't.
Yeah, that's a little bit different, though.
I don't think it changes until we change the whole system.
Yeah,
I don't think we get any justice.
That is a little different, but
we can't hope for it. We can't hope voting is going to fix this. Something else. We have to do something big.
Anyway, but to me, it's very predictable that there's going to be massive amount of lawsuits. And
what we need to do is take all. At this point, I'm all about wealth redistribution because the rich don't deserve their fucking money. Let's take Elon's money and Peter Thiel's money and some of these other billionaires that bankrolled this shit and worked with the Russians and these corrupt legislators. Let's confiscate their shit, and then we can pay off everybody we fucked with that.
This is the biggest reason that I've really been pushing this whole thing is to me is the wealth inequality. And, and
it's ruining everything.
The fact though is that no one country can deal with this.
No, it has to be global.
It has to be global. There's just I see no other way, way to deal with this.
The big party is designed to go global. If America, everybody hates Trump in the whole world, basically. Except for his cult here at home and a handful of them who have been
everybody's bothered by the wealth inequality everywhere in the fucking world.
Yeah, but if we party and we take Trump out and we hold the billionaires accountable, the rest of the world will do it. Because, like it or not, the rest of the world has kind of followed America's lead on some stuff, at least since World War II. And even before that, all the French Revolution doesn't happen without our revolution. And I think that if we have a revolution here, the whole world will, like Western governments
but
everywhere will
what,
change.
what I don't see though,
And
what I don't
other
see
ones.
in that whole plan is what happens after. You know, how everybody cooperates just magically afterwards. That's why we're working on the KAOS system, right?
Okay, yeah, all right.
This is what we're looking at, is how, you know, after when things happen and stuff like this, we need a way that the world cooperates from now on. Right?
Well, in order to do that, we have to rein in propaganda. We can't have divisive propaganda.
And without, though, a world government, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We don't want
we don't want centralized world control. We want a bunch of, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I want like a network of, I used to tell people that I was a libertarian at the federal level, a Republican at the state level, a Democrat at the city level, and like a communist at the neighborhood level, or a socialist at the neighborhood level, basically. Yeah. Like, I want more control locally, but then still have something binding us all together.
That's right. Yes. That's where I see KAOS filling in here. That's a method that we can all get work together on certain things, like a massive union.
We need to diffuse power across the population, not concentrate it.
That's right. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's the way, I don't know. I think everybody here is in agreement that that KAOS has the capability of doing this, making it so that we can all cooperate on things without forming a world government, right?
How long have you guys been developing this?
Well, I've been at this for, you guys joined in about the last year. Rami and Edward. Rami joined just before Christmas last year, and so I've been at this for over 15 years though.
Nice, cool.
And I kind of even a lot longer in a way. When I was 17, a guy told me that we'll all have a computer in our hand one day that'll fit in our pocket and we'll do everything with us. And he told me that one of the things it'll do is we'll get the vote on everything. And,
wow, so that guy really had some foresight.
Yes. And he sure did. But you know, he wasn't emphasizing the part of voting on everything so much. But that stuck in my head.
Yeah. No, we could, like, things could pop up and it's like, what do you think about this? And we could click yes or no.
Yeah.
We could be direct voting on so much shit.
I've talked about it. You know, it's not a popular idea at all. So I know what an uphill climb this is going to be. You know, even back then when I would mention it to people, they wouldn't believe me it would ever happen, first of all. And second of all, they didn't think it was a good idea.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's right across the board. Most people I spoke to, that was their attitude.
Well, it's that I feel like you couldn't have everybody voting on every little, like, we'd still have a government, but then there'd be certain things that'd be like, okay, let's get the people's direct input right now, right on that.
Well, the way I like to put it now is right now, politicians and everybody, the news, everybody, they go to all the social networks to get a feel for what everybody's thinking, right?
So then they see the data.
So they're already trying to measure public opinion, right?
Yeah,
but they don't want an accurate method.
No, they want to get whatever they want. The public opinion to match what they want.
They want to be able to skew that information the way they want, right?
Yeah.
I want but there's already happening. People are trying to measure public opinion using social networks.
You want an accurate way of doing it.
I want a more accurate way to do it, where we have better information and all of us access it the same way.
Yes,
we all have access to this. We don't have to get the news organization. Right.
Yeah, what they're doing with data and stuff, the way some people have access to different kinds of data, and the rich are buying up all the data, and it's terrible.
Yeah. So so to me, it's already happening. I just want a more accurate, cleaner way that everybody can get the same access to the same data, right? So
I think that sounds great.
Yeah. So anyway, that's how this thing has kind of worked out. But like I said, I've been working on it since I was 17. I'm over 60 now, so it's been a long time. But I didn't really realize it would be possible. I kind of stopped talking about it for a while because it just seemed unrealistic. But then I saw how Google had changed when the iPhone came out. A few years after the iPhone came out, I got one. and I saw how Google allowed you to search things, and you had access to almost all the data in the world, right? And before that, I thought that was the biggest obstacle, that we would never be able to, the average person couldn't get access to every possible bit of data. When I saw that, I started rethinking things, right? And I started thinking, well, maybe there is a way. And I joined my local Occupy group and stuff like this. I got involved politically more, and I tried pushing this. Anyway, very little success though. Like I said, I've always known nobody likes this idea. I call this the most unpopular idea I ever conceived.
Hey, nobody liked my idea like a year ago, and a lot of people like it now. It seems like.
Well, it's growing. Like I said, Rami joined in this thing just over a year ago, and Edward, and we're getting a lot more traction now. And there's 3 reasons for this. 1, I'm getting better at explaining exactly what I'm talking about. 2 is that AI is getting to a point that's becoming obvious that it can sort all this data for each of us individually now, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to tell people it's going to happen or it can work. They can see it works. They can see it. Everybody can now see that this is possible, right? So those 2 things, and then the 3rd thing is the world seems more chaotic than ever. We need something, right? So those 3 things are coming together now to make it more and more, but that I'm getting more and more traction with this thing, right? So anyway,
I think you're going to get a lot more traction soon, because I really do feel like we've hit a cultural turning point, and in terms of just like, I don't know, collective consciousness, like everybody knows we need to do something different with our governments and something different with the propaganda and the data, and you're kind of addressing both of those things at the same time.
There's a lot of people that are trying to do something, and there was actually a bigger thrust in this direction about 10 years ago or more, of trying to develop new ways to run a government or to do things like this, online interactions. But all of them had an element of control, right?
Yeah.
Like anybody that talked about everybody voting on everything, they said everybody should vote on everything after we educate them, after we give them this blurb of education first, then they can vote.
Yeah, but then you're controlling what
So I swear to God,
they're framing the narrative.
This is the only system that has removed all methods of control. Right?
Yeah.
But this is also meaning that we're trusting people a lot more.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. People don't trust the public to make good decisions. Right?
Yeah.
But once again, I like to point out, we're not connected to any governing system. When we're just measuring public opinion here, and it's already happening. It's already happening with Twitter and Facebook, but they're doing a shitty job, right?
Yeah.
We just want to do a better job.
They're not even doing a shitty job. They're sabotaging it entirely.
Yes.
Because of all these bots and everything, and this thing called amplified content. Like there will be divisive rhetoric, and the Russians will be like, "Let's upvote that. Let's make it look like that's a popular opinion," you know?
Oh yeah.
And really, it's not. It's just bots.
Mr. Feynman predicted that long ago when they were still communists. He said that's exactly what Russia does. It's them.
What did Richard Feynman do?
He made one of the last things he said on in his writing, or he did a bunch of open speaking to students or whatever, lectures. And in one of the last ones, he talked about how watch out for Russia, and it's not so much that they are all they need to do is twist the information a little bit. You know, they just need to sow this idea of distrust.
Yeah.
You know, creating distrust within the and that's exactly what they're doing. I mean,
you talking about Richard Feynman, the physicist?
Yes. And he predicted this. He said, this is the main thing we have to watch out for, is foreign entities just perpetrating distrust, you know, creating more and more distrust in the Western system. And it's because we have an open system that they can do this, right?
Yeah.
Because we're openly discussing things, right?
Because we allow them to bribe our politicians.
Yeah, well, there's lots of levels to that. Yes.
Yeah.
Lots of levels.
But you're right. You're right. We have an open system. We have free speech. Yeah. They can send people here to say things and stuff, and
and so
they
we're
can
vulnerable
pay people.
to this.
They they get these influencers to spread their talking points and shit like that.
Yeah. And that was when they're communists. But even now that they're not communists anymore, this is still
They stuck with the game plan.
They stuck with the game plan. Yes.
But now, now they're ruthless capitalists. The oligarch, the billionaires, and the oligarchs. I don't even know why we still call our guys billionaires. They're in league with the Russia and the oligarchs. They want what Russian oligarchs have.
We have no clue how much Putin owns. We have no clue actually how much money Putin has.
Putin's. I've heard Putin's the real richest man in the world.
He could very well be.
That's what I've heard.
Very well be.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we passed an hour. Should we get into the meeting side of things?
yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, probably.
We don't have a lot to talk about in old business. Edward, do you have an update about setting up StreamYard on your side?
I do. I've got my account set up. I'm going to mess with that this week to see if I can connect to the YouTube channel. It's been a hell of a week this week. I've had internet failures and everything else, so I haven't been able to do a whole lot of what I wanted this week. Unfortunately, where I'm at, when one part of the internet fails, it takes out my cell phone and everything.
Okay.
So I'm literally putting an information blackout.
So I'm guessing you didn't do anything to the website, like the.
I haven't gotten to the website yet. No. Yeah, I haven't been able to.
But also,
not that I haven't been trying.
Yeah. Did we write it in here that we're taking?
We're going to drop the forum and we're going to link to the Reddit page.
Yeah, I want things I can read. I definitely want things I can read.
Yeah.
Have you fully read the website?
No, I have not fully read the website. I apologize for that. I will do that.
There's a lot to soak in.
And please,
wait,
I'm in the process of revamping it.
So I still I can still look at stuff. I still get notifications on posts and things. It's still and so I can look at my inbox. That's you sent the link in my inbox, right?
I'm pretty sure I sent you a link somewhere along the way, but I can make sure.
Okay, I'll look for it, and if I don't see it, I'll email
you.
Just
KAOSnow.com.
KAOSnow.com, easy.
Yeah.
And take consideration, I'm in the process of revamping the site, so it looks a little older than it should be.
Oh, I see it, yeah.
I'm in the process of revamping everything and setting it back up, so just please take it with a grain of salt with the way it looks.
Dude, I'm an ideas guy. I'm not good at... I was just getting into IT and stuff, and I was learning a lot, but I have forgotten most of it. I'm not very techie these days. I'm not good at design, My subreddit just looks like a manic piece of, I don't know, it looks like I'm crazy because I am. But I will not judge you on that. As long as the content is good and your ideas are good, that's all that matters.
Yeah. We have a sub as well.
But we do need help on making it visually better.
I subscribed. I think I subscribed before I got banned.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, see, this is a situation where having the subreddit could be an issue. Someone gets banned, they're not going to be able to participate or anything like that. At least we don't have to worry about that with our own forum system. Something we need to take into consideration.
I need a new forum system, so please get on that.
Okay.
We've had one for a few months, but nobody uses it, and we found it to be confusing for people that we have two places, the subreddit and the website
and the forum. Yeah.
So last week we decided to stop the website forum for now.
Stick with the subreddit till the subreddit gets big enough, and then move it over.
Yeah. That's what we're going to do.
Okay.
But in the meantime...
in the meantime, we'll let Edward get a little further with the website, though.
Yeah, and what I'll do for your benefit on some of the stuff, I can probably find a way to repost the information automatically that comes from the subreddit onto the website so that people like in your situation can still see what's going on.
Yeah, if you can, if you can put both stuff there, that's great. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be able to automate moving stuff from our subreddit to the forum?
Might be able to. I'm going to look into it.
Sounds like Reddit would
if you just post everything identical, then eventually you get two user bases, or you'd say like, hey, we're moving over to this one where we have the control and people don't get banned or whatever.
Sounds to me Reddit would block that shit, but I don't know anything.
Yeah, they run their API. They have hooks. There's always a hook.
Yeah.
Okay, only one other item. Last week, Brian, you said you're gonna meet with Steven.
Yeah, I
To
haven't
work-
done that.
Okay.
And I've been very disappointed as well. There's another guy that he writes a lot there. I was talking about him, Akil. And Akil is, I don't know, I think he's ghosting me. He's not answering me anymore. So I was hoping he was going to be at the meeting last week, and then I was hoping he would be at the meeting this week. And this is disappointing to me because this is where I'm lacking. Michael, this is a problem for me, is trying to get the stuff written out and better, communication skills and everything. And this guy writes very well, and he has a
write well.
Substack.
I can help you with writing.
Yeah. Well, that would be great. Yeah, he has a Substack, and he was trying to make a living as a writer. And so anyway, he seemed to be intrigued with the idea. I can tell he was a little bit iffy. I suspect that he started talking to some other, intellectual types about the whole KAOS thing, and they maybe talked him out of it. And, I've gotten this in the past where I've started communication with somebody. And, this is the thing that we're in the mode right now where we're just every average people, right? We don't have a lot. Everybody in this group so far are just kind of average people. We don't have a lot of influence out there. So we're trying
none
to
of us
reach
are
out.
tech billionaires.
Yeah. And we're trying to reach out to people, to get people that are maybe not tech billionaires, but somewhere in between. And have some.
I've been trying to recruit the millionaires against the billionaires for a decade.
Yeah. And so, people that have a little more reach, a little more of a following, to get them on board with this. Certain aspects of this thing scares them off, right? The whole idea of giving people this kind of power is a scary thing. And I've had this happen a few times.
It's less scary than giving the power to the people that currently have it.
Well, most people don't think that, though. Most people think it's better that they think these people are smarter than us, and they better have these smarter people have the power. Right?
All those illusions are being shattered right now.
Yeah, well, it never, once in a while you can actually get a good leader, a benevolent, king, as they say, but it never works, but once it passes past them, it never continues. You know what I mean? You never get a succession of good leaders.
Yeah.
It's never
You might
happened.
have one or two good kings
You
in
might
a
have
row,
one.
but then that third king's he was pampered because he was the grandson of the great king and the son of the second great king,
That's
and
right.
all he knew is whatever and does whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, we have to get away from looking for any one individual to lead us, This is simple.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so anyway, but everybody still believes that's the best way to go. And for most people.
I've been trying to, that's one of my things with the party. And it pisses me off because I'm trying to lead. I'm trying to be that leader, and come up with ideas and stuff. But at the same time, what I'm telling people is it can't just be one person. We have to all do it together. You can't wait for one leader. Even if you find a leader, you have to follow them. You have to work in concert with that person. You have to all work together. And why can't we lead ourselves? Why can't we be our own leaders?
Yeah. So anyway, So anyway, I think he talked to somebody and they talked him out of it. Like I said, I've had this happen before where I start getting a conversation going with somebody and they talk to somebody else.
Thing. I had the same thing happen with my sub. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see what happens there. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's just ill or something. But I think he's ghosting me.
There's so much going on in the world, man. You can cut him some slack for another week maybe and see what happens.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So anyway. That was disappointing, though. I was hoping he would be able to write some articles and things in regard to our system, but that's kind of the hope that we can. We'll eventually somebody.
Well, also consider your own approach and how maybe you could have pushed him away.
Yes. Well, I thought, like you said, I know you guys have brought this up before. I don't have a great approach. I kind of throw everything at people and then go, are you on board or not? It's like Edward was pointing out. You try to get into bed with a woman this first minute you meet her, or you try to.
That was me.
Not Edward.
Rami.
Rami was pointing that out.
That was Rami.
Yeah, I'm like trying to get every woman into bed within the first minute I meet them.
Yeah. You got to schmooze a little bit. You know, you got to build some trust.
I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this schmoozing thing. Eh?
That's
so,
okay. No,
anyway.
I can come on a little too strong too sometimes with some things. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's part of my problem. That's part of the problem for sure. So anyway, maybe you can help me out with that though. You know, this is where I need help.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Is there anything else we want to cover here today?
We covered all the old business and new business and collaboration. I think that's it. And I'd like to get off now so I can get on with the rest of the day.
Yeah, I got stuff to do too. This is great. I'll definitely be attending future meetings. I don't know if I'll be able to make it every time, but I'll definitely, when I can wake up and get here, I'll get here.
And I remember with you, the calendar invite's not working. So you just got to know how are we going to give you?
Just email me every week, I guess.
Shit. I'm going to remember that shit now.
I'll email you. I'll email Brian. We'll keep in touch.
Well, yeah. And we can talk by email or whatever anytime you want, Michael. So
sounds great.
I'm available for phone calls or whatever. If you want to talk about anything, I'm available. And this is my favorite subject, so it's not hard to get me on.
Hey, that sounds great. I like this subject too.
Okay. All right, guys. Have a good week, eh?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
You too.
Good.
I'll try to work on the website this week, guys.
All right. Bye, everyone.